Welcome back again, John Macdonald from ProScot. We're now on PS21. This time, same as we did on PS20, we're going to be looking at man-made natural features, the road signs, the road markings, with me talking over the top. Don't have a mic yet for the camera, so I'm just having to do voiceover later. And we're going to be doing this time from Lismorn on the B925 V-Octo tool back into Kirkcaldy. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Thank you. The first thing you'll notice then is the hazard warning lines and the arrows indicating to get back in if you've been overtaking. If you extend and lift the vision now, you can see it's an uphill section. Remember we said that uphill sections create positive camber effects. Look at the near side, the solid white line. Where that solid white line breaks and becomes broken, that signifies entrance exit points. We've still got a solid white line in the centre here indicating obviously no overtaking. We can see why. Bend sign telling us left hand bend followed by right. There's lots of crests here, dips and crests and bends, so quite clearly no overtaking, hence the solid white line. Again, you'll notice the solid white line on the near side with no breaks if you look along it, and still the solid white line. We've got a blind crest here, and if you look on the near side you'll see a sign indicating it's a left hand bend, with the right hand bend should be assumed immediately after it. So they're either setting up on the right here for giving the best possible vision through the bend, pulling back onto the near side now, and there's that right hand bend that we're warned about. The rider's vision beginning to open up now on the exit, and you can see the blind crest here, so the rider move back towards the near side just in case someone's overtaken on their side. Adding a bit more content in this time for you, speeding up the talk a little bit more. Hazard warning line here in the centre. Got to watch for things like deers jumping across the road here in front of you. Still a solid white line on the near side, cyclist there coming towards us, arrows indicating to get back in again because we've got a blind crest up ahead, and you'll see the solid white paint here that you shouldn't be going out to cross, and you can obviously see why. Reduced speed sign and a sign telling you left hand bend followed by right. We should always assume that the right is immediately after the left. Look at the black and white chevron, it's too white, too black, so it's fairly sharp, short sharp bend. Rider pulling back onto the left hand side now, and we can see the posts and the tree line here and the hedges indicating where the road's going next. The hedge on the right hand side now indicating the road's curving back to the left, and the sign there telling us the road's going to go right and then left. Look at the Shell Sure Grip up ahead here. Lots of drivers have lost control on these set of bends here, so they've put the Shell Sure Grip down to give added grip, and coming another way especially a fair bit of signage. Look at the telegraph poles here indicating the road's sort of curving round to the right. You can never ever really trust telegraph poles though, because they can easily disappear across fields. As you can see here, look, the lampposts take a 90-degree turn. So that's why you can never ever just trust one source of information. Got a downhill gradient here, again still the solid white line. We've got a sign telling us that there's a left-hand bend coming up ahead now, so we should be reducing speed because we've got a blind crest, we don't know what's over here. Rider moving back slightly to the left and then moving back to the right once the vision opens back up again. If the rider looks over at the right-hand side, which they're doing, you can see there's a road down there on the right. Now that's an indication that that road's going to connect to this road, so we can expect a junction up ahead here. Rider's now pulling back onto the near side, extending the vision through and just nipping right across. There's nobody coming, nothing wrong with that at all, as long as you know there's nobody behind you overtaking you. Now remember that road we mentioned on the right hand side? There it is, there's the sign. So by extending the width of vision we were able to pick that up. Look at the letters SLOW now warning we're coming into a built up area, and from further back there we were able to see those buildings, a clear indication. So that's us now came down into the village of Octortool. So again, when we get to the other side, and there's the 30 mph speed limits, which will now come into 20 mph speed limits. So 30 mph initially on the countdown boards, and then as you see coming into the 20 mph with the junction there on the near side. As we get to the other side of the village now, we'll add in more man-made natural features, more road signs, road markings. So here we are now coming out the village, extend the vision along here, and we can see we've got an opportunity for any overtaking here, no solid white line. The sign on the near side indicating here, again, watch out for deer. Extend the vision up ahead, we can see there's a right hand bend coming up, and you can see it sort of goes to the right and then it begins to rise back uphill. The sign here telling us there's a road bend on the right and a junction, hidden junction there it is on the right hand side, near side. There's an opening on the left into the Buffalo Farm, black and white chevrons there for the indication. Moving back to the near side here, just in case somebody's on the wrong side overtaking here. Moving back onto the right, we can see we're an uphill section there. Looking across the bend, we can see it goes left, right and left again. So already this is what we call series bends linking, when you're starting to look through the bends, linking it together. Surface is not looking brilliant there, but I can tell on a dry day it's pretty good. On a wet day, I wouldn't be so keen to cross like that across the tar banding, but again, we'll talk about road surfaces in another video. Uphill section, we talk more about the bushes, the hedges, the walls, so keep looking out there for the bushes, the hedges, the walls, giving you an indication of where the road's going, even before you see the road signs, the road markings. That's what we call using the topography of the land, the landscape, the man-made, the natural features, lift, extend the vision. Look here, for example, look at the trees, giving you a clear indication the road's going to the right and it's going uphill. Look at the sign, right hand bend followed by left. Look at the solid white line on the way in. There's your black and white chevron. Look at the holes in the wall, look at the wall all knocked down where other drivers have not taken that particular bend and went straight on. Look at the wall on the right hand side indicating we're levelling off now. We've went on an uphill section. Remember we said uphill sections give positive camber, downhill sections give negative cambers. So here we are now, we've got a nice straight bit of road just now, and we can see here that we've got a hidden dip on the left hand side, and we've got solid white line still on the middle of the road here for no overtaking. And if you look here, we can now see we've got a downhill section coming up here, tree line on the left hand side, and the trees on the right indicate the brake there. And the sign there, I don't know if you noticed that the sign's actually knocked down, indicating there's a left hand bend. So that's one that's easy to miss. Look at the wall on the right hand side, look at the solid white line. Again, the walls here giving a good indication of where the road's going. Look, curving back to left, dipping back down again, that's a clear indication of the road. Right hand bend, reduced speed. Now look at the tree line though, the tree line and the verge also indicating again, black and white chevrons there, indicating where we should be going next. The entrance to the farm on the near side. We've got the tree line now curving back round to the left here, indicating downhill section as well. Car up ahead of us. We're catching in. We'll talk more about road surfaces next time, but you can see the dark patches there where there's still some damp areas, but we'll talk more about road surfaces next. We're still in the 50 mile per hour speed limit. You'll now notice it was 60 mile per hour. The other side of the village, 50 miles here. Going downhill, no point trying to look to overtake the car here. I think from memory we were doing pretty close to 50 mile per hour anyway, so there wasn't opportunity to overtake. Pedestrians on the near side there on the pavement. Again, another downhill section coming up here. The tree line up ahead indicating where the road's going to next. And of course you can see the solid white line. And on the near side here, the solid white line. I don't know if you're going to see it breaking here a little bit. It's kind of broken up anyway. But where we've got the entrance exit point into the Wraith Lake fisheries, that should be shown as broken. It's not very clear there, a lot of dirt, grit and gravel on it. So there you go, we've talked a bit then about the man-made, the natural features, how we can use them on the road signs, the road markings. I'm limited to what I can do here because I'm on lockdown, so I've been restricting myself to just using this one road. I'd love to get out, use other roads and talk about other features for you. But there you go, hopefully that gives you an idea how we use those features.